take us back to your life, take us back to a little bit of your journey.
And I remember walking, feeling this sensation of, at the time I wasn't sure what it was, but it was very low. It was sad. Is this normal?
Yeah.
To feel sadness or to feel lonely or to feel sorrow for yourself? I always had to change for people. Couldn't be who I wanted to be in any way. So I always felt like there's something wrong. I stopped loving myself and I felt useless for the people around me. You need resilient life. You need the whole thing. Like what you said, there are so many aspects of being a resilient person and bringing that into your life. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of B.Human podcast with Aisha and myself. So this episode we want to talk mainly about resilience, and we're going to dive in a little bit here and get you guys a little bit more familiar with us and why we choose to use the word and resilience a lot in what we're doing. So I think this will be a good one because I don't think too many people know enough about us.
Yep, and people that do know us and that are close to us also do say that we are very resilient as human beings, and that's why we also teach and coach on resiliency. And we do feel it's very essential now, especially with everything that's going around in our environment, in our communities, in the world. You know, it's important that there's a level of resiliency within each individual. So take us back to your life, take us back to a little bit of your journey, give us some information about, like, where did you think you cultivated resiliency, how did you cultivate it, you know, what were the challenges, and also I want you to dive deep into like the feeling base. I think, you know, everything comes from an avoidance of wanting to feel certain things, and so, you know, I want you to dive deep into that.
Sure, easy. So luckily for our viewers, I have a very good memory. So I'm going to go pretty far back, okay? We'll start from the age of about 9 to 10 years old, maybe even a year earlier. First great deal of emotion was sadness, let's say. And I remember a specific moment walking from the garage to the house, so like from the garage door to the laundry doors, only 10-meter walk, if that. Okay. And I remember walking, feeling this sensation of, at the time I wasn't sure what it was, but it was very low. It was sad, right?
Okay.
Like, so I felt this thing come over me, and I remember stopping and looking at my hand, looking down at my hand. I can still imagine the vision of looking at my hand and my finger and the way my hand looked. And I just looked down, and there's nothing wrong with my hands, but I looked down and then I looked up at the glass, at the windows, and I saw myself, like a small me at the time. And I felt sorry for what I saw, for the person that I saw. I remember feeling sorrow, feeling sorrow and sadness. And it was very strange. So I never spoke to people about this. I wouldn't speak to my mum and dad. My dad's always a very strong person, and he didn't show any real emotion of sadness until previous years, you know, recent years, sorry. So my mum was opposite. My mum's going,
bubbly,
everywhere, One day I can kill you, rip your skin off you, but I love you at the same time. So different. So I never really thought much of it. And then you grow up as a teenager, you go in school, whatever. And when you go into school and all of this, you know, I felt always different. I didn't feel like I fit into what I thought was society or the norm. So friends groups and all this so you start to become like almost a different person. Like you have characters within yourself, or split personality or something, where you're like trying to identify with this group of people. So you pretend a certain way, or do you know what I mean? To fit in and all this bullshit. So, you know, you don't know this. No one tells you anything about this when you're growing up. Okay? So you're just learning as you go, or becoming familiar with it as you go. And you know, I remember being so curious. I used to think, you know, does that person in front of me feel the same way?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is this normal
Yeah.
to feel sadness or to feel lonely or to feel sorrow for yourself? And feel like, and I started to feel that everything was so much fucking effort, right? And it makes sense because thinking about it now, reflecting back, is I never really gave anything 100% when I was young because I always felt like I never had enough for it. It was too hard to amount to what I needed to do or needed to be to achieve it, whether I was
Wow.
playing sports or anything at school even. Like, I just, yeah, sports I'd give a bit of effort, be amazing at it. Everyone was like, fuck. And then I'd be like, shit, now I've got to back this up again. And then,
Oh,
do you know what I
okay.
mean? So I
Yeah.
was like,
It's like self-doubt. You sort of
self-doubt.
like
I
used to,
doubted
yeah.
fucking everything.
Yeah, wow, okay.
Doubted everything. So I thought it was only, you know, you achieve a certain level, you need to then achieve a higher level. And
You didn't know you had the capacity to like
I didn't
continue
believe I had the
to keep
capacity.
that.
No, because I
Yeah.
always felt like I was behind the 8 ball. I always felt behind.
Interesting, man.
Do you know what I mean? Like from the
Yeah.
get-go, I felt that I was going to be behind.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so anyway, that was at a young age. And you know, then I started to become very protective or defensive as a teenager, 15 to say 18 even.
Mm-hmm.
I started to not be so reserved, like use my aggression,
Yeah.
and then saw a different reaction in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I was like, hang on, I like this feeling as well.
Yeah. Interesting. So you went from feeling powerless, lonely, sad to like, now I'm going to utilize this aggression and anger, and I felt in power.
Felt
You
very
felt
much
alive, in
felt alive,
power.
felt strong, and I
Like,
felt like, this is
this
the
is
other
my,
side.
yeah.
This is the other side. So I thought,
Yes.
this is the other side. And I said, I like this side.
Yeah.
Because fuck, who wants to feel the other way?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I said, I like this side. This is good. So that's what drove me for a long time. Basically, those feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the most, or the first vivid time I can remember of feeling anything like depression, a lost sense of what I'm here for, no purpose, confusion, a lot of fucking confusion.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say flirting with the idea of if I wasn't here anymore, if I took my own life,
Okay.
what that would be like. I was 18, last day of my personal training course.
So I met you just after this stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, as soon
Wow.
as I was qualified, I went and worked at Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You met me just after that. But still a volatile person. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my car and very much of a person, whatever I want, I will get. Mm-hmm. Like, I used to force my way. Mm-hmm. Remember I said, like, how I said everything felt so much effort. So I just got to a point in my teens where I was like, well, I just got to become a fucking animal.
Yeah.
I've got
Sort
to
of
become
push and
that
shove
beast and
through,
push and
yeah.
shove and smash everything in my
Yeah.
way and fucking
And get it.
You're in my way, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through and get it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get to 18 and I'm the same person and I'm just forced my way through everything, and I'm sitting in this car and I remember going like, I don't know, I just had this sense, the same feeling of when I was young again, of really deep sadness come through. And I'm waiting for everyone to rock up. I'm there early. I was a very punctual person to everything. Because I always felt like I was behind. So I always
you got to do all the other
do
good
all
things.
the other
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
So I remember getting there, no one's around. I'm sitting in the car, waiting. It's the last day. I'm going to be qualified. Finally going to have something to my name. And I enjoyed being in the gym, right? I was in the gym since I was 15 or something back then. And yeah, so I thought, this is it. I'll sit there. And then the mind started to go again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's this creeping up? And it came through. And I started to feel it, and I was like, okay. And then it was just, a sense of, what the fuck am I doing here? You know, I'm an adult. I put a lot of pressure on myself, always. I try to hold myself to a high standard in a way that, like, I've got to... And maybe that's why I always felt actually behind, because I always held things up so fucking high.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always felt like they're so hard to reach.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember sitting there going, the fuck am I doing? Is this right? Is this wrong? This is going to determine the rest of my life. Like, everything was too much, right?
Yeah.
My brain was fucking cloudy. And then I messaged my girlfriend at the time and said, I think I called her. And I said, man, I don't know, something's not right, I don't feel it. And she's like, what the fuck, what do you mean, fucking, you don't feel right?
But she'd
And
be young
she
too,
doesn't
she wouldn't
know,
know.
that's
Yeah,
the response.
100%.
And at the time, you start to get angry. And you're like, why the fuck are you not listening? Why are you not caring? Why are you fucking talking like this? But also, it's like, what is an 18-year-old chick meant to do with, hey, I'm feeling like this, I want to fucking neck myself. Like, what is she supposed to do with that? Be like, okay, baby, that's great. I'll support you in it. Like, what the fuck? She's like, nah, what's this shit you're talking? Like, stop being an idiot, you know? And anyway, I was just like, well, fuck, that's not what I need to hear either. So then everything starts to just fucking unfold itself. And I go upstairs, I grab the teacher. She was a cool chick. I can be open with her. I knew I could because she was open. Grabbed it. Hey, miss, can I talk to you before we start the day? Yep, no worries. I start talking to her and she's like, what's wrong? I said, I don't know, but I just want to tell you, like, I just got to talk. And then she's like, tell me how you're feeling. We start going to feelings and then I start just crying and breaking down because I'm now, I don't know, starting to associate or actually give it its time and feel it. So then I start getting a little bit teary and I start breaking down and crying as I'm talking. But I remember, have you watched that thing with Mike Tyson, his documentary, and when he's talking about when he was getting bullied and he lashed out and he became this person, he starts crying and his voice starts to break and he starts saying he realised the first time he smashed someone, he realised at that time that no one's going to fuck with him again. It was exactly that feeling. And same thing was happening. And I was talking to her and my voice started to break as soon as I got to the point where I started to talk about fighting and what it meant to me. And that the fact that I want pain inflicted on me. And that it's only when I have pain that I feel at peace. I feel that I can shut off this thing in my head. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then that brought an emotion out. So obviously that hit me somewhere like that. That was something meaningful to share with her. And yeah, bless her, she could only do what she could do and talk to me about it. And then she said, hey, do you want to try calling Beyond Blue? So we went, called Beyond Blue. It was just clinical and how am I going to share now with someone I don't fucking see?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it didn't work for me. No, works for maybe many, but not for me. That's fine. Bang, hang up the phone. Thank you. But done, finished. Move on again. Finished. It's like I just needed to get that emotion of crying or something out. I had gone so many years of not crying, not feeling emotion. Watching a movie, I get teary-eyed, a sad moment, shut it off straight away. Not shut the movie off, shut the emotion off.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah.
You know, at the time with my girlfriend, anything we talk that's too emotional, shut it off.
Yeah.
Don't want to fucking know. I feel like the relationship's not going to work. No problem. I'm checking out too. Bye. Do you know what I mean? Like, no emotion. Everything became like a business decision or like, do you know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, which was just another protective mechanism, I guess, for myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 18, and that's what happens. And now I'm qualified. I meet you at 18, and I'm qualified personal trainer, doing all that. Still lost, still messy, and I go to my head coach Kelly that I hadn't seen for ages. I go to him. I remember, you know me from back then. I did some reckless things, and then I went to Kelly and kind of I just rocked. I remember rocking up actually. I was sitting at Zone, trying to sell memberships or whatever, and I fucking hated it. Got in my car. I think I told one of the guys that I was going to do out calls, like outreach leads.
Yeah.
I just thought, fuck, I'm going to drive to Kelly and see if he's at the gym. Drove up the road, walk in, Kel's there. He's cleaning up, doing something. It's like, what are you doing? Like, where you been and shit? I haven't been for like 6 months or something, right, to training. And I literally looked at him and said, Cal, I don't know where the fuck I'm going.
Yeah.
But I need something. And he's like, well, what's wrong? What do you mean? You're working? I said, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. He goes, well, I said, all I want to do is be here. That's it. This is the place that shuts everything off for me. That the noise, the whatever, I'm in heaven when I'm here. I'm in peace. And I'm thankful to him for that forever, because he could have just said, "Oh well, I don't know, I can't really do anything for you." But he put a plan. We put a plan together, and we ended up branching off and whatever, and we made my passion and my medicine at the time my full-time thing, right? So then I start coaching. There's a gym in Carrum Downs we open. I start coaching people. Now my whole life is like surrounded around that, just about, and my passion, my love for combat sports, kickboxing, MMA, all that. We're training MMA after coaching, and now I feel really like I belong. Like I'm in this core group of guys, that we all get along. We're under the teachings of our head coach that we respect a lot, and we're all growing and learning this thing called MMA that was very new to Australia, especially in Victoria, right?
Yeah.
So you feel this sense of belonging. You're already like up there.
Yeah.
You're already doing something that is like, you feel empowered. You feel great, right? Sparring, my fucking back, I herniated a disc in my lower back.
Yeah.
Smashed the nerve. I'm on the floor.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, I knew straight away, a sick feeling hit my stomach. I remember a sick feeling hit my stomach. Kelly was like, "I was just a muscle." I said, "Nah, man." I said, "This is bad." Like a feeling hit me saying, "Nah." So then imagine this, like for once in your life, you feel where you should be. And then it's just bang, taken again.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what happened. And go get checks, whatever. Yeah, you fucked your back up. People tell me you can't do this anymore. So I get really depressed. I don't train for 12 months. I'm in chronic nerve pain. I'm 20 years old. Everyone's looking at me, and I don't want sorrow, but no one understands. Everyone's like, mate, they think I'm like being a weak person. And then I'll become even more depressed. And I'll start, and sometimes what you see, you start believing it, right? If someone keeps telling you something, your perception becomes reality. So I start thinking, am I a fragile fucking person? I feel weak again. Yeah.
Yep.
And so I start, then where resilience comes into my life again is I always think deep on every level. So you give me something, I might react, but then I'll go and think deep. And you know me, I am like that.
Yeah.
You react on the spot a lot. I'll be quiet now, and then I'll think, and then in the morning I'll message you like 6 a.m. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
This is what I think of this or that,
Yeah.
right? I need time to go think. So I went and did that, and I start researching things like, MMA fighters, UFC fighters who have got the same back injury. And I start seeing, all right, they've done X, Y, and Z, they've gone back to fighting, but I've realised that, okay, somewhere along the line they had to stop because of this injury.
Yep.
So I start accepting, because I wasn't in acceptance, I was in resistance, yeah? So I start accepting life a little bit. So I'm no longer in resistance to reality. I'm accepting it now. I'm going, okay, cool. I understand I've hurt myself, whatever. You got to start trusting life in a way and higher power and going, so what can I do with this now? And I never give up. I hate giving up. One of the worst things growing up was giving up, because I gave up so fucking much when I was younger in sports and in everything I did, because I never had the belief and the confidence. I always self-doubted myself, that I got to a stage in my life where I was like, I am not going to give up. You have got to fucking cut me into pieces that I cannot move.
But I'm not stopping.
When I sparred, I don't care. I will walk forward, take every shot. You don't like it, put me out. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If I am not put out, I am going to be forceful. I'm going to step forward. And it made a lot of sense. Look at my mentality. And now this convo we're having is a lot of realizations dropping in. And the reason why I sparred a certain way and I tackled things a certain way back then to the way my mentality is today as a coach is obviously I was forceful, and because growing up I had so much self-doubt and all these feelings that I went the totally opposite way. Like, I'm going to walk through everything.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a step back anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, well, that's something I just learned about myself. That's great. So we get to this point now, I'm 20, 21, I'm in chronic pain. And then I start feeling more sadness coming, more depression coming. Start doing some research, and chronic nerve pain and damaged nerves start to fuck with people in this way as well.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, sweet. So I'm understanding a lot now, you know, doing the research. I'm taking initiative here.
Yeah.
But
That's
also,
important.
yeah, it's very important, but I'm feeling this sadness come in. I'm still with my ex-partner at the time, and I'm probably 21 now, nearly, and I remember maybe breaking down once to her properly and saying again, like, I can't control this fucking thing that keeps coming up every now and then. And
What was her response
no,
to that?
you know what it was? It was after we haven't, this is what it was, I remember. It's when I have, when she was saying, you know, you don't make me happy anymore. You, this is that. When she feels a certain way because of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden I go into that self-doubt that I'm useless to you. I'm useless. I fuck everything up. I just fuck it all up. Doesn't matter what I do, it never works out. So it's like a hopelessness.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so I remember having a convo like that happen. And then, you know, I just keep going. Like, fuck, I don't know. Something in me just makes me keep going because I'm not going to give up. You know what I mean? And you know what? And we had a few people commit suicide in our life around this time.
Really? Friends?
Well, one was a fighter that used to fight for us.
Guys?
Girl.
A girl.
Yeah, and I sat on the couch with her the day before. We were watching training. I couldn't train because of my back. I flared up my disc, and she's sitting there. We're talking. She's a beautiful girl. Gorgeous. Good, great looking, fucking gorgeous girl. On the surface, everything going for her, yeah? And I'm sitting with her laughing, and I get a phone call the next day. She's hung herself. What do you mean? We were having the fucking best laughs the night before. We're all sitting down around, watching training, fucking around, whatever. So I think like life really fucking, if you're attentive and you're there and you're paying attention and you start becoming aware, life shows you things, man.
It does.
It does. So I saw that, and like I said to you, I'm curious, I'm a deep thinker. So I start dissecting everything, going, what the fuck? For ages, like, where did she give me a message? Was there something there that why she killed herself? You know what I mean? So I start like trying to understand psychology behind it too. So then that happens. Then another guy does it. So, you know, another thing, we're like, fuck. Now I start, yeah. And then it was just weird. Like, there was this whole fucking thing around suicide and death happening when I started to think of it. So I don't know. Then I started to think, am I thinking of it? So it's happening. It's fucking weird. Yeah. And fast track a little bit. I'm now settled. I'm doing all right, but I'm still a very angry and anxious person. But I meet my wife, and it's refreshing straight away, you know. I meet her at the age of 22, almost 23. And all of a sudden, it's like she's not trying to change anything in me. I always had to change for people. Couldn't be who I wanted to be in any way. So I always felt like there's something wrong. All of a sudden, this person's loving me for who
Whatever.
I am as well.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But then there's also a side of me going, you don't know who I am.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's doubt still. And, but it's refreshing, and it's like I can see a future again. Do you know what I mean? So then, yeah, so that happens. I meet Jessie, and I'm very cautious. I remember being very cautious because I'm like, don't fuck this up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a lifeline. Don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
So there's still that doubt in me, and things were great. Things are still great, and for a long time they were, until we had lockdowns, and my passion
Again.
was taken away from me, and now I've got pressures of being a husband, 2 kids now, and I started to lose confidence in the person I am, that I'm dangerous to be around because I was just fueled by anger again. So, and bitterness. So it was like, I'm now scaring the person that loves me. She's seeing a side of me she never knew I had. Right? So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, back to my old shit. So that happens. I've got so much pressure on me to keep a roof over our heads, to be a balanced person at home. I can't show my emotions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all of the same things, I started to feel how I was younger again. So then what happens is, I remember days of walking from my car to the fucking front door of one of my gyms, the Larry Warren gym, and you see your reflection as you get close to the glass.
Yeah.
And the moment I see the reflection, I just don't want to be there anymore.
Fuck.
And I remember walking in with so much cloudiness, like in my head. And I think I said to the boys once, I spoke to one of the boys once, I said, what does it feel like? I said, man, like so much noise. Just like the closer I'm walking to that reflection, it's like it's going to just fucking go, that I can't even control it. Can't even think my way out of it anymore. I could before, can't even think much anymore, you know? And then driving from there to another gym and this and that, and feeling numbness, complete numbness.
Yeah.
Numbness, and flirting with ideas of yeah, like maybe I should kill myself, and not even maybe I should kill myself. Like, what if I did die? What if that truck hit me? What if I just wrapped this around the pole? What if I didn't wake up tomorrow? What if my heart stopped? What if there's like all these scenarios, all these little situations and scenarios? Like, just what if I was to die? What would happen? How would I feel? Like, what is the pros? What is the cons? Am I okay with going?
Yeah.
Should scare you a little bit. Go, no, I love my life.
Yeah.
I didn't have that love my life thing. It was like, well, it's okay. Like, if you go, you don't have to put up with this no more.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel like you're always behind. You don't have to always feel like you're extending yourself to reach for something that's not there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The difference is, I've got a woman that loves me, and I've got 2 kids that love and need me. I'm needed now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that also is, I'm grateful to be a person who leans into feelings. I'm not scared. I don't push things away
Yeah.
and go, I'm not going to deal with it. I go, you want to fucking come in? Let's have a fucking relationship. Let's talk.
Yeah. And you're talking about those feelings,
Those
those darker feelings.
Dark feelings, you know? And then I realised, quickly that if I can think of me not being around anymore and it gives me no feeling, maybe it's dangerous. Because I started to not feel like I was in control. I felt like I was a third person watching it. So I was
Yeah,
like a third person watching my life, and I was just a passenger. And no longer am I on the other end of these feelings. I'm now a third person that can just look at it and go, yeah, well,
Yeah,
maybe that's
maybe
a great,
just take you
maybe
out.
that is a great idea.
Yeah.
You're better off doing that. Yeah, just go do it.
Wow.
And that's when I realised I was getting dangerous with it. And I'm grateful because, you know, a lot of people, I don't know how it works for everyone, but I've always imagined that 2 things for people who take their life. It's not that they don't love their life, they stop loving themselves, and that's what happened. I stopped loving myself and I felt useless for the people around me. So step 1 was that. And step 2 was when you're looking at it from a third party or a third set of eyes.
Yeah.
And you're no longer inside it, you're now on the outside and not feeling the true emotion of, you've shut the emotion off again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's become
So,
mechanical.
Become mechanical because it's just a decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's just a decision.
Yeah, yeah.
And those 2 things, I spoke to Jessie about it a little bit at the time. You know, and yeah, it was those 2 things. Then you walked into the gym and seen me. So this is all happened prior to you seeing me.
That's insane.
Yeah, so I was in my head a lot. Remember when you seen me?
Yeah.
I was in my head heaps, and I was emotionless.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
you started to do spinal work on me and that. All
But
this energy
do you know what
work
it
and
was, though?
meditation and
I remember, do you know what was like now that you say your story too, everything makes sense, right? Because remember how you said, Jess, you looked at Jessie and go, yeah, but you don't know me. You don't know the other side of me. And that's a big part of my journey too, right? That's why we've always connected. There's
we've
so
been
many,
good chameleons.
always, bro,
Do you know what I
100%.
mean?
But this is why we also aligned and became such good friends was because I could say that about a lot of people too. I could say, you don't know me. You're not going to love that side of me, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I remember, that's why I said to you, but no, I know you and I love that. Like, it's almost like, no, I like your dark. I like your shadow. I like that. I like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like you need someone to have darkness to hold your darkness.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, I didn't know that, but that's what I loved about you because also within that, I got to honor my darkness through yours. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've told you shit, bro, that, no one knows. Like, and we can talk about things that we've both done or been experienced
and
through.
we know there's no judgment
There's
there.
no fucking
There's
judgment.
understanding.
It's love. It's not even understanding.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
concept of understanding. It's love, right? And I think not many people have that, man. Like not many people have that because I've seen two sides to you. I've seen the anger, and people used to tell me about you. They're like, Zuzu's fucking loose. Zuzu's loose, right? And it was almost like this thing against you because you're volatile, you're crazy, whatever. But it's funny, man, because I leaned into that as well because I was like, I like
We were talking
that.
about that on the way here.
Yeah, because it's
when
like,
we see
you know
someone
what?
that reminds us of
Because
that,
it's
we
like, I
lean
was
into
that
them.
too. What do you think? I wasn't fucking like that. I was just that. I didn't have those thoughts, dude.
We
But
find
I was
comfort in that.
self-destructive. I used to cut myself. I used to just lie there and just cut myself, cut my body. See, just, again, feel hurt. As soon as I felt hurt, it was exactly that. I was alive. I thought that if I could take hurt, I'm fucking good. And that's why I realised some patterns played out that all I did was want to take hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like, all you wanted to do, and you'll find people that want to be a part of that,
100%.
So, it does. It takes someone who has that darkness to be able to hold someone else's darkness and fucking love it as it is. And then, but I also noticed, man, that I remember you used to say to me that, I'm really good with feelings. I'm really good with feelings. Like, I'm like, no, bro, you're not. Like, I fucking know that there's things in there that you're not. And when you feel it, you'll understand, And it's like, and I've experienced that side of you too now. Like, we can have conversations, get emotional, feel so vulnerable, dude, and speak about things that fucking no one knows about, share our truth, whatever. But imagine being loved for your darkness and your vulnerability. Like, what a fucking jam. And to be honest, man, I've seen you thrive.
Oh,
like,
mate.
now, I look at you.
I can easily say I'm in love with everything.
Yeah. And
Honestly.
it's because you're in love with you now. Do you know what a journey? You know what it is, though, dude.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? Like, it's from my part. If I look at my resilience, right? It's girls are a little bit different. Like, for me, it wasn't. It was me breaking down what a Indian girl is, I guess. And being divorced twice, and how do you sort of come from that space and sort of hold your head? And man, I've had people throw stones at me because of just who I am and whatever has happened, and I've had to sort of like carry myself in a certain way. It takes dignity. It takes a lot of self-dignity and self-respect and the love for my children to be quiet, because I was not a quiet person before. I would say whatever, but there's a difference between tolerance and resilience.
Yeah.
Right? Tolerance is me feeling I don't have a choice and you're giving it to me. right? And that's when you feel hopeless.
Yeah.
Like you two, you were tolerating life, tolerating. And now I realize resilience is like, no, I have choice. I have a say. I can utilize power and I can do stuff, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, resilience has been, because for girls it's different. Like for girls, they attack your shame. They will attack your, your like your image. They'll attack all that kind of stuff. And it's like for me to be able to walk tall, stand tall, be who I am. That has been the most, because I was a little kid who was very timid too. I used to be like worried about, being a good person, a good girl and everything. And exactly, too much this side, you become the opposite.
Complete opposite, yeah.
And I used to be like you, aggressively that. Like, you don't like this, I'll put it in your face. What I've realized with true resilience, right, is that you said it before, you fall in love. I said, we're both not bitter anymore, right? And people can do wrong. I have noticed in you too. I know what's happened in your life. Bro, you don't have bitterness, dude. You have understanding, compassion, love. Yeah. That doesn't mean in that moment if someone's attacking you, you're not going to fucking take him out. That is needed. That is needed. I'm talking.
You'll do that with
100%,
more comfort.
100%. Exactly. Because you're not doing it with anger and bitterness. You're like, hey, this needs to be done.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that even for me, when I look at my story and I look back and I think, do you know when I know that I was a really resilient person? Because I wasn't bitter. My heart wasn't shut. My heart wasn't closed. I'm not out for vengeance. I'm not going to get someone back. I'm going to live the life that I want. I want to honor myself. I love who I am, bro. And being resilient, you look back now, look what you went through. Like you do look at that and you go, thank God I went through that, because if one person needs one fucking conversation, I made that a deal with 100%, myself. I was like, do you know what? I realized, man, the fucking judgment stopped. I stopped judging people. I stopped, seeing things in a certain aspect, in a certain way. Like even listening to you, I was like, fuck, man. I used to think that people would have had to go through something or done something to themselves or whatever to feel these darker feelings and that, right? But fuck no.
No, loving family.
Exactly. Fuck no, right? And it's
life.
like,
great life.
And it's weird because I was actually like sexually abused as a kid, and I've had but I never had that feeling to like not be here, not be present. But I was very like aggressively fighting everything. Like it's almost like I wanted you to know, even though there was a sense of I was tarnished, I belong, and I fought for that.
Yeah.
Like I was like, no. And I would put it in your face because I was like that. And then I realized, like, again, because true resilience is not that aggressive, and it's not that. It's a very loving space. It's like, I look back at now, I don't have even that charge in me to go out and harm someone just because I can have power over them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's changed.
Purely a defensive. It'll just be to defend yourself.
It's only to defend myself, 100%. And now we realize how much we love life, because all this, what we have started in B.Human has come from what? This space.
Mate, 100%.
Dude, and look how much we've loved each other. And people don't realize, dude, we are loved by so many people around us as well. Now, why? Because look what they see, right? It's a representation of like, fuck, what's possible. That true love, this is love, right? True love exists. That people can fucking hold someone's shadow. That I still love you if you got that shit. 100%. I fucking love it too. 100%. Makes me feel safe with you though.
100%.
As a woman, I'm so grateful that you can fucking do that and you have that anger. I fucking feel great. Not just as your wife, that she should have it, but you're going to go out, if you were at a market and there was a fucking chick that was being hurt, it would be that crazy fucking guy that saves her.
100%.
So, it's like to be able to say to a mate, man, hey, you don't know me. No, you fucking know me and I'm still loved. It's the greatest fucking form of love.
100%.
Right?
To not be looked at like you're fucking a psycho.
And we've been in moments where we have felt very vulnerable and fucking like down, dude. Yeah. Right? And really needed each other to hold each other, right? 100%. We've fucking been like that too. So it's not like we only love for the tough and the thing. We're love for the vulnerable and like
For
now
the
the
real,
softness.
bro. For the real.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another thing is like,
Yeah.
for the real. And and what we do is like, we're so passionate. We are in love with B.Human movement, right?
Yeah.
What we have created, what we've done. And I'm in love with the combat sports. These are two things that are never going to leave my life.
Yeah.
I'm going to protect them.
Yeah.
So when I see false,
100%.
non-integral, non-authentic shit in these two worlds, I'm going to protect, and that's when I get aggressive too.
Yeah.
I go, don't give me that fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? If I go to the combat sports and people are there and they're not there out of 100% of their heart and love for what they're doing and the passion for the sport, fuck off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't pretend, don't be pretenders. And, you know, one of our brothers asked, when we were in the boardroom the other day, asked us, he said to me, are you willing to put this in front of everything, your family? And I said, yes.
Mm.
And I meant it. And I went back and told Jesse, I got asked a question. And the question asked was, am I willing to put the B.Human movement in front of my family, over my family? I said, yes, I am.
Mm.
Because without it, I don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I've got two things in my life, one being combat sports and one being this.
Mm.
And I'm so grateful that life has presented them an opportunity for them in my life, because I get to now understand many other people.
Mm.
I can help.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And honestly, that's it. Like, when we're all said and done and do finally leave this fucking earth, what do we leave it with?
Yeah.
A memory of, look how cocky I was, look how much
Look
of
how
a
many
fucking
things
mad
I
dog I
have.
was.
Look at the
Look how
chains
many-
I wear.
Yeah, look how much
Like,
this and
yeah.
that. No.
Yeah, man,
But
100%.
who did we touch? What did we do?
Yeah.
How many fucking people did we bring up with us?
And you
Do
know what?
I mean?
For me, B.Human is, I'm like, do you know people, like, it's funny when I was sort of going through something where people had so many fucking opinions of who I am. I remember like just looking at some of the people, right? And I was like, man, I'm literally hands on. I'm in the ditches with my hands and I do my work, right? That's how I've always done life, right? And I'm like, and then you have people who are just in this space of ideas and they
Yeah.
live in a space of I go, bro, bring yourself down to earth, get your hands dirty, raise your own children, do the work, then come and sit with me and have a chat about what life is and what raising family and being human, a good friend. Like, I'm like, the most amazing thing for me is like, hold on, like, we live in a world where fucking we're trying to hide dirt, like it's dirt, right? Like, oh, I'm clean, you're the fucking shit one, right? B.Human is about, no. Let's be real, bro. We've
real.
got our hands dirty. We've all done this stuff. Let's be ground level. Let's understand. We make mistakes. We also get hard done by. It's a part of being human, right? Why are we denying that part? And to sit there, what I've realized, man, I don't want to sit there throwing stones at people, dude.
No.
I want to become a true expression of what it means to be human, with all my flaws, with all my mess, with all my everything, right? But I want to say something. I was present. I took responsibility. I did the work myself, every day showed up, and constantly evolved that within myself. And I think when you look at what's going around, I said, people don't love being human anymore, man. They want to avoid life. They want to avoid what is like so fundamental, right? Like community, friendships, having fun with your friends, just singing songs, like connecting, holding, cuddling, like, your kids or running or whatever, man. I'm like, I look at that, I was like, why aren't we bringing that back? Why are we so invested in, look what I have, look what I can do to you, I can utilize you, I can abuse you, I can, do all this stuff, I can buy you this, I can have that. It's like, man, and that's why we started B.Human. It's like, it wasn't shit in our life. It was a relationship that was like so authentic, and it was like, how fucking good does it feel, man? Because people will love you when you're a good person, so-called good person, and showing all your shiny side. People are going to love you. That's stupid, right?
yeah.
But I'm like, dude, I always say to people when I work with them, I said, don't you want to be loved for like all of you? Don't you want, isn't it the ultimate, dude, that you can tell a person everything, and they look at you and they go, fuck, bro, I still love you. Like, I love you.
That's the relationship, and the only relationship you really want.
100%.
Is that everyone should be longing for that and searching for that and finding it.
100%.
And then that's your circle, man. That's your people.
100%.
You know, because it's medicine. That is medicine.
100%.
For your life, for your soul, for everything.
100%. And you know, we have to have resilient relationships.
You gotta.
Resilient friendships, resilient parenting, resilient, you know, physicality, resilient emotional state. We have to have everything resilient so that, you know what, we create this kind of way of living.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Look, of course, we're going to have challenges. There's also other forces out there that are always going to be working against you.
Yeah.
Or against the population or whatever you're doing, right?
What's your part in it, though?
What's your part in it?
Yeah.
You know, resilience, you need resilient life. You need the whole thing. Like what you said, there are so many aspects of being a resilient person and bringing that into your life, right?
Have to, man.
You can't just be like, I'm only going to be resilient here and then be a fucking
And I'll tell you something,
pushover
honestly,
on this side.
The biggest way anyone can be resilient is to implement, is to action it. You have to do it daily, every day. You have to be that person every day. You have to stand as that, walk as that, talk as that, raise your kids as that, be a friend as that, eat as that.
Yeah,
everything.
100%.
Like, you have to do that, and people don't realize, because what's the other option? It's like people are highly medicated. People are on so much like substances. People are crazy, you know, having addiction patterns and stuff, and just just constantly avoiding, man.
So if people are looking at like effort or hardship, let's say, right? Not even hardship, because I can't even call doing the work that we do and the way we choose to show up. It does take more effort and consciousness, but it's not hardship, definitely not. But you either don't do it now, pay the price for it, suffering later.
You do, though. People suffer, man.
Or do the fucking extra 10, 20% every time now. Say 1% a day better, whatever, right? But do that now, and then what they don't realize, because we're there. I just want people to understand. Like, you're listening to us is one thing, right? But we want you to feel what we're fucking feeling, experience what we're experiencing. Because we're there now, like, we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Once upon a time, we were where everybody else was.
Yeah, exactly.
And we understand that too, right? But once you do the work, once you show up with consciousness, awareness, you don't be lazy, man. You don't do something for 2 weeks and, it felt good and my life is great now.
Yeah.
Don't bullshit yourself.
And it's also not like doing this work and thinking you're going to sit on a mountain. It doesn't happen that way too. You're here.
Do the shit. Be real. Let's get fucking real. Let's get our hands dirty, man.
Let's get
in the trenches together. Let's not watch one person watching from the fucking ground level. The other person's fucking dying in a trench.
I know.
Let's fucking jump down. Let's hold hands. Let's fucking do it. Get the fuck up and start moving forward, because your life will only get more exciting, more progressive, and honestly, now saying this, that is what I was fucking missing every time I had those thoughts drop into my head. Was I had no sense of excitement or progression in my life. If something was keeping me so excited, and I was excited for the next morning and the morning after that and the morning after that.
I want people to understand something, though. He's not going out doing crazy stuff every day to get excited. His family life is exciting now. Doing a podcast is exciting.
What was I doing when you come to pick me up?
Exactly. Standing there in his garden, shirtless, just
I
grounding.
found these mushrooms in my garden bed. I spent half an hour researching
them.
Finding
and that's what
out
I'm saying.
that there's
it's
some
like,
beautiful mushrooms
we don't
for yourself.
avoid life. I have to go back. I have to work with my kids, raise my kids, do my stuff, work. That's exciting to me now. So it's like and that's the resilience is also you avoid no part of your life. If people are, you know, challenging you, you don't avoid it. If work is challenging you, you don't avoid it. If feelings are challenging you, you don't avoid it. Exactly what we said. We lean in, we're curious, we question. What about this? Can I sit in this? No more running, man. No more running, no more fucking buying, no more drinking, no more snorting and taking drugs, no more sexing, no more Netflixing, none of that shit. Like, Netflix is great, whatever, but everybody's doing everything to avoid life because there's no resilience left, right? Resilience is like, hey, I'm not going to avoid
Yeah,
life,
because everyone's
man.
doing that stuff with the intention to avoid
100%,
reality.
dude. 100%. You know,
Can't do that.
people that can't spend time by themselves, people that constantly need activation and constant, like, you know, question it, like, you know, why am I so afraid to be with myself, you know? And those people lack a lot of resiliency because, like, they're scared of what will come up, and but the only way is to fucking face it, man. Resilient people always face shit. They don't run, and we got to bring that back. We got to, like I said, hands on. Don't stay in this ideology. Don't stay fucking, you know, oh, these are the good people, they're the bad people. Bullshit, bro. Get your hands dirty, do the work, you know, fucking live as a human being, help other people. And listen, the biggest thing too, man, if you're self-reliant, if you're self-sustaining, if you're resilient, do you know how many fucking problems you solve for everybody else? Because you're not a
100%.
fucking headache. Because you're not
You're
a
not a
fucking
load on their
taker.
shit. Yeah.
You're not fucking making someone else's life hell because you're fucking pathetic. You start to fucking show up with that sort of standard. You know what? Your mess is already cleaned, and it's like, guess what? You fucking now are not a fucking thing someone else has to fix and worry about and fucking stroke your ego and make sure you're okay. Like, you fucking managed yourself, bro. You know, resilient people are fucking self-sustaining, dude.
100%.
They fucking leave the less mess. They don't fucking, everywhere they go, they're fucking contained. They're fucking good. They're not taking constantly. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I want more. Calm the fuck down. Resilient people. And this is why we got to pass this on. We got to be this as leaders and pass it on to our kids and stuff, because
100%.
it's like, how you can't fill that hole anymore. No, people are struggling. I don't give a shit. Look what's happening with all the friggin' celebrities and that. What hole did they fill? What fucking, they're digging holes that I didn't know what existed. Because how much can you have?
Yeah.
You think that's resiliency, bro? Just because you can buy 5 change and 7 cars in your garage, you think that's a resilient? No, like, what are you fucking not being able to fill? You know, people look at you and might go, oh, you're fucking loose and crazy and that, but you sat, you faced it, you had no way. You know what? Sometimes you got to look at it. I fucking feel sorry for those people, because as long as they can buy their way out of fucking
They're
not
never
feeling
going to
shit,
grow, mate. They're never going to have
not
that
just
growth.
that, bro. They're stuck in it.
They're
So
stuck. That's
as
what
long
they're
as
never
I
gonna
can
pass out
fucking
of that.
buy and get fucking look at me, attention. Well, you think about, bro, are they ever going to get past that stage? Or are they going to constantly fucking just, all they have to do is buy their fucking feelings?
Yep.
So every time they feel shit, they'll buy something. You think
Yes.
that's okay? So at times, man, it's a blessing to actually be in that car alone.
It is a blessing. It's a
Feel
blessing
like
to have
shit.
hard times come and
100%.
you lean in and you deal with them and you grow off them.
And you know what? You find out who your
Without them,
fucking
there's no
mates are.
growth. 100%.
You
And there's no
find out who your
growth.
No.
And I'm sorry, like the moment you stop growing and learning and doing something, like whether you're learning something that, you know, grows your mindset or whatever. How many times you heard the saying, the moment you stop learning something is the day that you've died.
Yeah, 100%.
True?
100%.
And that's honestly what it is.
Just, I'm telling you, look at the world now. Look at how much these people have, but the pit is never fucking, it's never fucking felt like fulfilled. They constantly have to do that. And that's like, you know, I look at that and I was like, no, I'm grateful for having challenges, grateful to go through things where, like, I had to sit in it, man. Like, I've had shit in my life where I've just had to sit in it because there was no running. I couldn't hide. And they're the best times, because you're like, fuck this. And then you realise who the fuck you are.
100%.
Then you're like, yeah, great. Fucking, you're going to try and whatever. Thank you for the opportunity for me to fucking up-level again.
Up-level, that's
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
That's what a resilient person does. Goes, thank you for an opportunity for me to expand even further. Do you know? And so I remember just before I got tested, I was like, hey, I was really obsessed with learning about Jesus. I was like, you know, I want to live as Jesus. What happened? I got what I wished for, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you really don't understand. If you want to experience unconditional love, you have to be betrayed. You know, how else will you fucking learn it, mate? You've got to learn it through the opposite. So it's like, resilient people take that opportunity. They look at the gift when given that challenge, or when, you know, faced with something. It's like
100%.
important.
Yeah, 100%. Agree, and that is why we are pushing people to be resilient going forward, and we're basing a lot of our stuff around that.
Yeah.
Because that is one of the main ingredients that we see society lacking.
100%.
And also a main ingredient that we see that will pull you out of your loop of
Yeah,
bullshit.
man, and start with
your
one.
cycle of
Find
shit.
one thing, like a resilient friendship.
No,
A
anything.
resilient, like,
Even
resilient
do it
body.
with yourself.
Yeah,
if you're
resilient
eating
body.
fucking
Yeah, exactly.
deep fried shit all day and drinking alcohol,
Yeah.
well, say to yourself, well, I want to stop drinking alcohol and eat healthy food.
Yeah.
Start with that.
Yeah.
See how many times you trip and fall and how long it takes, you know. And then
Yeah.
resilience is you know, making sure that you stick to it, and
Yeah.
and that's a very, very good fucking start.
Yep, 100%.
That's an easy thing that anyone can do. Doesn't matter where you
100%.
are.
Start
you know,
there.
it's not something that takes a lot of effort. Just start there. Start finding these little things, and it'll start domino affecting and snowballing into your life.
100%.
And that's where it's at, honestly.
Yeah. Love you, bro.
Love you too.
All right. That was a
a deep and longer one than expected, but we
good.
got to express some emotion. It was good. It was good. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm sure they will, because this was real and raw.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. And we want to do more of those.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Guys, click the subscribe button. Be resilient. Lean into it.
That's it, man.
If everything tells you, I was going to sing a song, but I
No,
can't.
don't.
I can't.
What song?
But my body. See that? We just got cancelled. Cancel culture.
Just got cancelled. Oh my God.
Look, we're still funny fucks. So this is us. Like,
We
they
just
saw a really
got
serious side to
cancelled.
us, eh?
Oh no.
They saw a serious side, like a
It's
real
all
raw,
down.
authentic.
Yeah, now we're going to go and
But
fuck shit up.
now
up there.
fucking, yeah. Good luck, society. No,
Fucking
good luck, guys. All the best. Please, look, hit subscribe. Share. Tell a friend. If you've got
Comment,
a friend that can resonate or feel, or you might think, even if you think they're having some thoughts or
going
through some hard shit, get them to listen to this.
Yeah, 100%.
Message us, DM us.
Yeah.
Do something to... Mate, we're just here to help.
Yeah.
That is it. Like, we are
And
dedicating
I know a
our
lot
life.
of people are watching from the sidelines, and they are watching. Man, get involved now. Stop shying away.
It's great.
But now,
bumping into
be
people
involved.
and
Get
going,
your hands dirty, huh?
Yeah,
Get
you
your
know,
hands dirty.
going,
Be a
hey,
part of it.
That little B.Human thing. Well, no, it's fucking
Come in,
big.
yeah.
And talk louder about it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you know, we know you guys are there. We know it. But don't have to wait to pull me aside to mention it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll back you. If someone laughs, we'll slap them together. Don't stress. True?
We still got that.
We still got that. So yeah, guys. Thanks, and fucking
Cheers.
be human.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We hope that you enjoyed it.
Don't forget, guys, to please subscribe. Check out our website to stay up to date with events, merch, and just to get in touch with us.
Also, follow us on Instagram. We post a lot of good shit and funny shit.
You'll find that at the B.Human movement. Until next time, guys, please remember to be human.